So if you're anything like me, you've been waiting for years to hopefully witness the complete collapse of the Republican Party, and I'm here to tell you that thanks to this man, that day's not too far away. Because Republican parties all across the country in key states are completely broke. Republicans in my state of Minnesota currently have $53.81 in the bank. No, that is not a typo, and they currently owe $335,000. And they're definitely not the only ones. The Colorado GOP hasn't been able to pay their staff or rent in months. The highly competitive state of Arizona, same thing. In March, they reported that they had less than $50,000, when at the same time 4 years ago, they had $770,000. And last, but definitely not least, the all-important swing state of Michigan reported they only had $93,000 in their bank account, which is better than the others, but is absolute pennies when it comes to political fundraising. One of the biggest reasons for this is that after Trump won, that attracted a new, crazier kind of candidate to the Republican Party, and most of the big money donors don't want to be associated with them. And Trump himself sucks up all the small dollar donations and puts them to good use by paying for his legal fees that have totaled more than $40 million just this year, all from donations. And speaking of legal issues, money problems is not the only problem Trump has caused for the state parties, because there's also been a lot of legal stuff as well, like in Michigan, where 16 people have been charged for trying to go along with Trump's absurd fake elector scheme. Republicans in Georgia and Arizona have also racked up a ton of legal bills because they went along with Trump's self-serving coup attempt. And the funniest part about the whole thing is that even though Trump is clearly destroying the Republican Party, they can't get rid of him, because anytime somebody even attempts to take his spot, he destroys them. Conservative media tried for years to prop up Ron DeSantis as the next guy. Trump started going after him, and now 6 months later, DeSantis is a joke candidate that has no shot. So just 7 years after Lindsey Graham said this,
Donald Trump is not going to be the nominee of the Republican Party. If he is, that's the end of the Republican Party. Because what he is doing is...
So then if he is, what do you do?
Well, then we'll lose. We'll lose, and we should lose.
the Republican Party is officially dying, because you can only replace so many Liz Cheneys, who's a terrible person, but at least somewhat competent, with Marjorie Taylor Greenes, who's also a terrible person, but not competent in the slightest. So it has been 7 short years since Republicans sold their soul in order to get Trump in the White House, and they are now forced to hitch their wagon to a man who will spend more time in the courtroom than on the campaign trail. And none of them can dare speak up against that man for fear of losing what little power they have left. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna grab my popcorn, sit back, and enjoy the chaos.